Good morning, everybody. Matt Modi here with another episode of the Dong Report, where I give out my favorite MLB home run predictions of the day. As for today, we got a full MLB betting slate, and I'm going to have 3 home run predictions for you guys to lock in. Admittedly, not the best weather day that you'll see for home runs specifically, but we did target one of the games that was a positive weather game. And overall, 3 plays that I do really like. I have a really good feeling about today's Dong picks. I think it's going to be a 3 for 3 day. Of course, before I can give you today's picks, we got to do a recap from yesterday, which was not one of our better Dong days. I gave out another 3 picks yesterday. We did not get any of those 3 to cash. We lost Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, and we lost Ryan O'Hearn as well. So 0 for 3 down 1.75 units yesterday, as I did put 3/4 of a unit on Judge. But it's been a really, really good week overall, a really good couple weeks if you look back about the last 10, 14 days, something like that. Now, the entire season is not good. We are down over 13 units on the entire season, but literally all of those losses and more came the first 3-4 weeks of the season. And I know this is a little bit like of an arbitrary date, but if you isolate the data from April 21st and on, we're actually up 4.44 units. Now, up 4.44 units in a little bit over 2 months is not, nothing to brag about, but it just does look a lot better, a heck of a lot better than our season losses. So I did want to just give you that context there, just so you can kind of understand that all that stuff was at the beginning of the year. Hopefully, we're turning things around. Hopefully, we're really going to go on a heater that it seemed like it was starting over the weekend and at the beginning of this week. So if you are new to my channel, hopefully you're going to be along for the best part of the season. Make sure to subscribe if you are not already, like, comment on this specific video. Check out my Dub Club if you're interested in getting all my plays sent to you for $5 a month. And let's get right into these picks. So play number 1, we're heading to the Tigers versus Angels game. And I'm taking Riley Green to hit a home run plus 370 odds at Bet Rivers. Now, right off the bat, you're going to say plus 370 odds seems pretty short for Riley Green, who is not Aaron Judge, who is not Gunnar Henderson, who is not Shohei Ohtani. And I totally get that. But they're short for a good reason. I think the books know what they're doing when they're pricing it this way. And there's a couple reasons why. So at the beginning of the video, I mentioned how there's only a couple good weather games, specifically from a home run perspective. This is one of them. This is one of the literal 2 games that were graded out as plus home run games. Source looking at Ballpark Pal. Mildly hot with mild winds blowing out of the stadium. It's not the best weather game you'll ever see, but it is a positive one. And it's, like I said, one of 2 positive ones. But really what we're looking at here is the batter versus pitcher, the handedness of the batter versus the handedness of the pitcher, and a pitcher who really, really, really has struggled. Riley Green is a left-handed hitter who's much, much better against right-handed, not much, I should say, is not a lot of muches, is decently better, is a better way to phrase it, against right-handed pitching, going up against a right-handed pitcher who really, really has struggled against left-handed hitters. Riley Green has hit 15 home runs on the year. 12 of those home runs have come against righty pitchers. Now, he has seen more righty pitchers, so the stats are going to look a little bit more skewed, but his ISO rate is up to 24.5% against right-handed pitching. That's just below the excellent category, still considered great, and it's up from 20.5% against lefties. So it's not a hugely dramatic difference, but he is better against against right-handed pitching as a lefty. Overall, Riley Green has a barrel rate of 13.5%. Anything between 10 and 15% is considered great, and his barrel rate of 13.5%, that ranks 21st in the MLB. But the biggest reason why Riley Green has such short odds to hit a home run is you got to look at the pitching matchup. You got to look at who's on the mound for the Angels. It would be Zach Plesac, who is pitching for the Angels. Now, he's only made 2 starts this year, so it is admittedly not the biggest sample size that you'll ever see. But in those 2 starts, he's given up a total of 4 home runs, which right off the bat is terrible. But even more than that, all 4 of his home runs have come against left-handed hitters. And his stats, again, it's going to look silly in a small sample size of 2 games. But his stats, and specifically his home run stats, are just silly bad in those 2 starts. He has allowed a barrel rate of 27.8%. That's crazy. For context, the current qualified pitcher with the worst barrel rate in the MLB is at 11.8%. Through 2 starts, 27.8% for this Angels pitcher. He'd also have the worst hard hit rate in the MLB at 50%. His launch angle of 31 degrees would also lead the MLB by a mile. The current pitcher with the highest launch angle. It's 22.3 degrees. All of those are horrible, horrible home run stats. And not all of them are even against left-handed specific hitters, which again, all 4 of his home runs have been to lefties. Now, yeah, of course, those numbers are not going to last for an entire season, but he has really, really struggled going up against the lefty hitter that hits righties better. Hopefully Green could take advantage, hit 1 yard for us. That would be amazing. That's our first play. Next up, we are heading to the Padres versus Red Sox game, and we are taking Rafael Devers to hit a home run. This is at plus 400 odds at Fanatics. Now, this is not one of the 2 good weather games, but this is another situation where we are backing a left-handed hitter who is much better against right-handed pitching, going up against a right-handed pitcher who is much worse against left-handed hitters. In this case, Rafael Devers being the left-handed hitter, Randy Vasquez being the right-handed pitcher for the Padres. And not even looking at righty versus lefty splits, Devers is just having a really good year overall. He's got the 6th best ISO rate in the MLB at 27.2%, the 17th best barrel rate at 14.6%, and he has the 9th highest average exit velocity of 93.4 miles per hour. All 3 of those stats are showing you that he hits the ball hard and that he hits the ball for power. But his righty versus lefty splits are very dramatic, kind of what I was hinting at with Riley Green, but even more with Rafael Devers. His ISO rate against right-handed pitching is 33.7%. Against lefties, it's all the way down to 15.4. That is the difference between being like the 2nd best hitter in terms of power in the entire MLB versus someone who's below average, being that ISO rate from 33.7% to 15.4. That also would be the 2nd best ISO rate in the current MLB, only behind Aaron Judge. Basically, any stat anybody's going to give you is most likely going to be only behind Aaron Judge. His hard hit rate specifically against right-handed pitching is 42.2%. That will be the 10th best in the MLB. And his fly ball rate is 46.7%, which would be the 18th ranked fly ball rate in the MLB. Now he's going up against a pitcher, Randy Vasquez of the Padres. He's given up 10 home runs of the year. 5 of them have come against left-handed hitters. And that's despite the fact that he has seen pretty significantly fewer, way more. He's seen way more right-handed hitters, right? He's given up half his home runs to lefties, despite the fact that he's seen fewer lefties. And if you look at his stats, slugging, on-base percentage, average, WOBA, ISO rate, all of them are significantly worse against left-handed hitters, which makes sense. And Devers has actually taken him yard before. He only has 2 at-bats against him in the last 3 years. In those 2 at-bats, one of them was a home run. Happened in September of last year, so hopefully Devers can do that once again tonight. Cash this bad boy for us. Next up, 3rd and final pick of the video, Rangers versus Orioles game. I'm taking Gunnar Henderson to hit a home run, plus 510 odds at Bet Rivers. It's rare. It's crazy that you're seeing a home run prop for Gunnar Henderson to be up at 510 odds. That is absurd, plus 510. I understand why. The reason why is because Max Scherzer is pitching for the Rangers. Scherzer's had a Hall of Fame career. He has a Hall of Fame name brand as an ace pitcher, and he was good in his first start of the year. So this is Max Scherzer's 2nd start this season. He missed the beginning of the year due to injury, and he was good in his first start. I'm not going to take anything away. He was good in his first start, but when you really dig into the numbers, to me, it does not show a pitcher that is ready for some sustained success. His velocity was significantly down, even from where it was last year, a year in which Scherzer struggled, and a far cry from where it even was 2 years ago. Maybe his velocity comes up in his couple starts after his first one, but not a very good, like I said, his stats look good. His actual movement, all that stuff, not so great. And he went up against a Royals team that can't hit for the life of them. One of the worst bats, especially recently. And honestly, even if Scherzer was in his prime, plus 510 odds for Gunnar Henderson is just crazy. On the entire season, he's got the 2nd best ISO rate in the MLB, the 5th highest hard hit rate, the 7th highest average exit velocity, and he's facing a right-handed pitcher. Obviously, Scherzer is a righty, and he's much better against right-handed pitching. His ISO rate jumps up to 34.5% against right-handed pitching with a hard hit rate of 49.1%. Both of those would be the 2nd best in the MLB. Again, both of those would only be behind Aaron Judge. And then you look at the types of pitches that Max Scherzer threw in his first start. Top 3 pitches happen to be the top 3 pitches that Gunnar Henderson hits for the most power. Scherzer threw a fastball 49.1% of the time, of a pretty low velocity of like 93 miles per hour. Gunnar has a 29.5% ISO rate against four-seam fastballs. It's his third best pitch in terms of raw power. Max Scherzer threw a slider 17.5% of the time. That's Gunnar's best pitch. His stats against sliders, literally the best in the MLB, an ISO rate of 484 against sliders. He's the best slider hitter in all of baseball. Then from there, Scherzer threw a curveball 15.8% of the time. That's Gunnar's second best pitch. His ISO rate against curveballs is 38.9%. Three pitches that Scherzer threw the majority of the time. Gunnar's top three pitches, all of which he has an ISO rate in the excellent category as defined by FanGraphs. And I'm guessing that those numbers would be even better if we could isolate specifically to the handedness of the pitcher for those pitch type splits. Unfortunately, that data is not available. I can't look at Gunnar's stats against right-handed pitching against fastballs, sliders, and curveballs. I'm guessing it would be a lot better when you look at every other stats better against right-handed pitching. So 5-10 odds is crazy if it was prime Scherzer. It's crazier when you consider where Scherzer currently is in his career. Hopefully Gunnar comes through for us, makes me feel good about calling these odds crazy. And that is all we got. 3 dong picks for you guys to lock in. If one of these guys hit a home run, we will at least be green for the day. If multiple hit a home run, we will be very green. If all 3 hit a home run, that would be amazing. So let's hope for that. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, check out the Dub Club if you're interested, and have a good one.